cool.
Super cool. But let's go back to what we actually came to talk about.
Sorry, I had to do that, but there you go.
I am. Yeah. Okay. So I need a deep breath here. I'll get back on track. All right. I'm going on my shot here for a second. So here we go.
Take two.
We fund. Invest in Jetoptera Inc. They are opening up funding to a $2 million tune to a valuation of you expecting that Jetoptera is going to be worth $125 million. I did say $125 million in the next 10 years. Now, what's so important about this and what they bring to their market highlights in the bottom, and we have been hot on Jetoptera all along. They are telling you right off the bat, and there's lots of information here from Andre, from the CEO. He's the creator of the FPS, which is the Fluidic Propulsion System. And with that, he's saying that they have a vision of flying cars and deploying capable drones in a $1.5 trillion market by 2040. Okay, it's going to be 30 decibels quieter, twice as fast as other VTOLs, okay? And on top of that, he's touting that they have been awarded 19 patents and more than 50 pending, including the extensive R&D with $7.8 million invested to date and 3 contracts awarded via the U.S. Air Force and U.S. Army, which we have also covered here on the channel.
Yep.
So the part about this that is really interesting, to say the least, is that, look, these guys obviously, and I'm saying obviously, they could go to any other markets to get funding, okay? And I said it before, and there's been a conversation that we started even just last week and recently about the fact that Jetoptera has a different entry into the marketplace by already having some sort of work going on with the military, and how ongoing that's going to be. And they're much further along in their development of the FPS than a lot of people think. And this is where money strikes gold. Okay, this is where you turn around and you look at the future of a marketplace and you say, look, we've seen, I'm going to say right now, we've seen plenty of other manufacturers just produce nice pictures and really not the concrete evidence that we've seen so far coming from Jetoptera. Mm-hmm. And judging from what we know, and from looking at Andre's background, because he's been around for a long time, he's been through GE, he's been through different development phases, he definitely has a lot of the pedigree for making something like this successful, okay? Used to work for a competitor, CIT, used to do aircraft leasing, and between them and AIG, we were all competitors against GE for a long time, but I know what his substructure comes from, okay? The part of it that's more important to me is the fact that anybody can get in on this, right? You can throw down your money to get skin in the game. I will be throwing down money, I'm trying to figure out how much, but I'm going to be putting my money into this and getting skin in this game. So, yep. What do you got to say, Corey? Where are we at today?
Yeah. So just as Mike has said, we've been following Jetoptera for a while, and it's so cool to see that they kind of recognize us back by putting our video on their page. So again, thank you for me. That's super cool, and that's just super cool.
Yeah, amazing.
But going past that too, as Mike's pointed out, a lot of things they've already mentioned, the highlights of the pitch really, and all these things are definitely true. We've talked about the emerging markets of drones, the hurdles to those, but also what could happen if those hurdles can be met, and the fact that where Jetoptera kind of slides in there, being the way that it's in a way proven technology with the way that the fluidic propulsors generate thrust, but also they can be thrust vectoring, and they are thrust vectoring. Sure. And the fact that as we've covered before, that these research that have been done with the military services really prove that they're a quieter way to produce thrust than typically what you'd think of in an aircraft, whether it's rotors or a jet of some kind. And that being the case, it kind of fits itself right in there with air taxis and eVTOLs. Exactly what this emerging market we've been talking about is gonna be coming. And I mean, this we also mentioned in previous videos when we talked mentioned a bit about Jetoptera. Okay, we're kind of hoping when we could maybe get in on this, right? We've been following for a while. We think it's a great idea for all the reasons we talked about. Hey, how can we kind of get in on this? And if you are in the same boat as we are, here you go. I mean, this is it right here.
Well, it's kind of funny because when you say you're on the same boat as we are, it's funny for us because the reality of it is that we're in a slightly different boat at this point because we're featured on their page. And look,
Yeah,
I'm blown away by that,
yes.
right? Totally blown away because look, I'm going to bring it up again because this is what Corey just found is that Not Your Average Show is actually featured on the updates of their page. Okay,
and we didn't know this till now, and we
No.
have not been paid to say this. We should probably say that now.
Okay, we have to say
we
this.
have to say that now because we're on the page.
We're on the page. We didn't know we were going to be on the page. No one contacted us. It's a completely fluid situation in terms of just that's generic. The same way that Andre found our video and reached out and commented on it a while back ago. But let me say this though, okay? So people don't get the wrong idea. When I found the first video on Jetoptera on YouTube, okay, and Corey and I looked at it, and I was like, there's no doubt in my mind that this,
Just makes sense.
It just makes sense. I was like, there's no doubt in my mind. Thank you very much, Brad. So there's no doubt in my mind that this works. There's no doubt in my mind that they're onto something, and there's no doubt in my mind that knowing what you can about aerodynamics and aerodynamic principles, that this is a breakthrough. Yeah. Everybody else looked at, and this is not to discount the other manufacturers that are going about it using common rotor systems with tilt rotors. Okay. We're not taking anything away from them. What we're saying is these guys have a different functioning system, okay, that when it comes to marketplace will be evolutionary, if not revolutionary, in what it can do for the market. Okay. But now you have a chance to invest, which I thought I was excited before, but I'm actually a little bit more excited now. General joy. So I guess now that the big thing is going to be, look, everybody else has gone after SPAC money, okay? And you've been following that a lot better. So what do you think in comparatives to big SPAC's money, which actually when you get into those things, you can't do with the company that you want because you're basically a partner in an ownership stake, okay? And you're basically directed by them. So I guess this still gives them the fluidity to do what they want in their own market.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Is actually how the other companies are going about getting their funds with the SPACs. It doesn't take away some of their liberty to do what they want, but they're tied a different way than just in the sense that Jetoptera will be with people just legitimately saying, I read about your company, I've been following it for a while, I think it's a good idea, I want to invest. And it's a private, you're representing yourself, you pay your money here, boom, it's in a way crowdfunding, right? So and then Jetoptera has full liberty to continue with their IP, do whatever do what they've been doing. But we get to actually be on the bus this time,
Right. And I think that makes so much more sense to me right now because of how big this market's going to be. Because look, let's face it, the reason why helicopters haven't made the inroads into the places in aviation like people thought as that replacement to the flying cars, because they're very expensive to maintain. They're not cheap. And you do need a highly skilled pilot in that seat in order to keep this thing under control, because quadcopters have a natural balance to them. Helicopters really don't have a natural balance to them. Their natural balance is basically to almost try to fly inverted into the ground as fast as they can. And I say that in a joking, tongue-in-cheek kind of way, but it is kind of true that they are not super balanced as aircraft go. Their actual stability is different. And look, Jetoptera's got some massive advantages there, especially in the fact that they're going to be quieter. So, and we've said this all before, but it just needs to be noted again, I think, that now, given the opportunity with all that going for them, best of luck, guys. You're getting my money.
Yeah, and just maybe wrapping up my part too. Yeah, just, again, if you haven't seen our previous videos on Jetoptera, quick in a nutshell, right? It's got the fluidic propulsor system, right? No moving parts on the outside of the aircraft, vector thrust. It's going to be quieter. It's going to be faster. And if you know anything about how money kind of flows, right? The military's already looking at this stuff. So I would keep, if you weren't interested, you should be interested now.
So, and if you get a chance, remember, like, subscribe, and follow. And I'm going to add something else that's completely out of this conversation to a degree. If you look at some of the other inventions that have made it from the military jump to the civilian jump, one of the biggest ones that people don't actually hear a lot of or think about a lot is cellular phone technology. Yeah. Okay, cellular phone technology originated in the military, made it jump out. Velcro, right? Things like that. There's other things that are in those realms that have started out in that area and made it jump out. The GPS. right? GPS
Well, yeah,
was
GPS was not
exclusive.
GPS was military use only for a while, and
Yeah,
then
for a
it
long
came to
time.
civilian market. So
Right.
yeah, oh yeah.
And they still have, at some point, they still had in their code selective availability, which they could embedded in their code, which I think has gone away now.
They kind of still do, but I know people are really mad about that. So
no, I know. Hey, it's theirs. You only get to use it. So that's that. All right, Corey's gonna gotta still say I'm a little. It's pretty cool, by the way. That's pretty. That's pretty awesome. Anyhow, all right, let's go to the next one. So hey, another big player in the game, and I do